He says I'm a hypochondriac, you know, but I'm a psychological hypochondriac. I don't have imaginary physical problems. I have imaginary psychological problems. I don't really have psychological problems. I just think that I do. I think I'm a hypochondriac. I'm really not. It's all in my mind. It's like having a psychosomatic headache. You don't really have a headache. It's all in your head. I have an imaginary friend who was a hypochondriac, and his problems are all in my mind. I have another imaginary friend who believes that I don't really exist. I'm a figment of his imagination. I have an imaginary friend who believes that he doesn't really exist. And he doesn't really exist, so he's got a point. A friend of mine told me that I worry too much about what other people think. I should just be myself. The problem is that being myself involves worrying about what other people think. So the best way to stop worrying is to stop being myself. The problem is I'm having an identity crisis. I don't know who the hell I really am. And the friend who told me to stop worrying about what other people think is one of my imaginary friends. So why should I worry what he thinks anyway? He's a figment of my imagination. In fact, he's the imaginary friend who says I'm a figment of his imagination. He acts like I don't even exist. I'm telling you, at times like this, you find out who your imaginary friends really are. So you know what I've been doing? I've been taking placebos. In other words, I'm taking something I know doesn't really work in order to get rid of something I know I don't even have. Placebos only work if you don't know they don't work. The problem is that I do know they don't really work, but I don't really have a problem, so they really should work. See, it's an imaginary cure for an imaginary problem. Hell, I should just say no to placebos. I might become psychologically addicted to something I know is physically impossible to become psychologically addicted to. Then suffer psychological withdrawals that I know don't even exist. Then I'd have to be put on a placebo rehabilitation program, where I'd be administered increasingly smaller and smaller doses of a substitute placebo, which had the exact same non-effect.